Another new image from Jurassic World Dominion has just been revealed to the public, and with it we get a look at Chris Pratt's character Owen Grady trying to evade a new species known as the Atrociraptor. There's a lot of cool info that comes along with this release, and today I want to jump right into it. So Empire Magazine, or really the website, just revealed this image of Owen Grady trying to evade an Atrociraptor, and we actually get some interesting information and context for what's going on here in a brief article on the picture. Raptors have always been the scariest dinosaurs in the Jurassic movies, clever girls with a knack for opening doors, attacking unsuspecting victims from the side, and causing chaos in long grass. But in the upcoming Jurassic World Dominion, get ready to fear the Atrociraptors. Colin Trevorrow's trilogy closer is set to introduce a new form of raptor, seen in this exclusive new image posing a serious threat to Grady. Elaborating on the image in Empire's new issue, Trevorrow explains that it's a sequence set in Malta, and the picture itself speaks for itself. It's Chris Pratt being chased by an Atrociraptor, and if they catch up, he's gonna die. I can tell you that. Now, I guess this is our first hard confirmation on the fact that this scene is going to be set in Malta and not just filmed there. We had some other info during the CinemaCon release that Bryce Dallas Howard's character of Claire Dearing was also evading Atrociraptors, although she's not on a motorcycle, of course. So it looks like this is going to be one gigantic chase that is pretty serious in Jurassic World Dominion. The article goes on to read that if the regular raptors' smarts were the thing that made them so terrifying, their cousins here have an additional boisterousness that makes them a formidable foe. Where the Velociraptor is a little bit more of a stealth hunter, the Atrociraptors are a bit more brutish, Trevorrow explains. These things will just come at you, and in this particular case, they've picked up his scent, and they're not going to stop until he's dead. And they're pretty brutal. They're pretty vicious. Now, one of the things I can say about the design of the Atrociraptors, we've seen these things before, they look very classic Jurassic Park Velociraptor in pretty much every way you can really pick apart. I mean, we don't have any feathers here. We've got this more boxed off head, and it just looks like they're really, really fast, like what typical Velociraptors are. But, you know, it's important to note that these aren't the only new raptors that are in the movie, because the article goes on to say that that's not all. The film will also introduce Pyroraptors among a swath of other new species. And yes, the director does pick favorites. I love the Pyroraptors, he says. I love the Atrociraptors, but there's a little one called the Moros Intrepidus who doesn't do a ton in the movie, but whenever it shows up, I always love it. So I guess this is probably another little confirmation that Moros Intrepidus is also in the Dominion film itself and not just in the Cretaceous prologue. I don't think I'm interpreting that wrong, but we'll know sooner or later when the film comes out in June. That's pretty cool because the Moros Intrepidus is a really nice feathered tyrannosaurid that went off really well in the Dominion prologue in my opinion. The Pyroraptors, on the other hand, I will tell you guys, I have actually I know a little bit about those guys. They have really accurate wrists. The feathers on them are really cool. I think the Pyroraptors are probably what the paleontologically focused fans are going to love the most. Atrociraptor, we don't really know too much about it in the real world, but it is cool that we're basically getting like a brutish version of a typical Velociraptor. It's kind of like a boss version of a raptor, I guess is the way you could look at it. While the Pyroraptor is something that I think is way more paleontologically interesting with the feathers that it's got. Apart from that, all I can really say is that the idea of Owen Grady being back on a bike, you know, evading raptors instead of darting through the jungle with them is a pretty cool concept, and it's also something that feels a bit of a through line from the first Jurassic World. I don't know what's going on with Alan Grant, Ellie Sattler, and Ian Malcolm during this scene, but it does look like the other side of the whole plot, you know, what Owen and Claire are doing, is not going so well, because not only do we have this image proving that Owen is definitely trying to escape from raptors, but we also know for a fact from the CinemaCon footage that Claire was probably doing the same thing. This is all interesting information, and all it really tells us is that something crazy is going on in Malta that we don't really have any more info on just yet. I will say that it looks like the Atrociraptor, this one in particular, might be Ghost, which we do know they have names, by the way, and they're probably from Biosyn. So whether or not Dr. Wu made this, I don't know, but there are 3 other Atrociraptors that are going to be showing up in the film as well. Anyways, guys, those are all just my own thoughts on the subject matter. What do all of you guys think about this image, and what are your feelings on Atrociraptors in general in Jurassic World Dominion? Now, whatever your own opinions happen to be, I'd love to hear them in the comments down below. Now before I go, I'd like to thank all of my game wardens, as well as all of my InGen executives. I'd also like to thank all of my park workers and InGen hunters as well. Guys, it really means the world to me that you all continue to support what I do, and I never want you to ever forget that. Now, I'd like to thank you all for watching today's video and hope that you all enjoyed the content. If you feel like I deserve it, I'd appreciate the like and hope that you'll consider subscribing if you're interested in hearing from me again. I'll see you all in the next video, guys, and as always, take it easy.